Tonight we honor and recognize 9 seniors who have played and represented both the Saranac Lake and Lake Placid high schools over the past 5 years. Not only have they represented their high schools well, they are part of the inaugural season of the SLP team. It has been a pleasure to work with and watch this transition develop. In years to come, this group will be able to reflect and appreciate that they were the backbone of the first SLP season. This team, this program, and our fans will sure miss these seniors. Our first senior, number 3, Logan Brown. Logan is the son of Keith Brown and Samantha Bamian. Logan is on the SLP's practice team. He has improved his game greatly over the last 2 seasons. He has a knack of scoring goals during small area games. Logan is a great athlete and loves his memories with the boys. He would like to thank the boys for all the support and encouragement. After graduation, Logan plans on playing football at Midwest Prep Academy in Illinois. Our next senior, number 26, Patrick Wamskans. Patrick is the son of Jason Nicole Wamskans. Patrick is a quiet, focused player for SLP. He's a steady influence for his teammates and has a heavy shot. His commitment to SLP hockey helps inspire his teammates. He has a fond memory of this year's team trip to West Point, Westchester County, and attended the New York Islanders game with his teammates. We would like to thank his family supporting him through the season. We would like to thank his coaches for all the time and effort given by them for the hockey program. We'd also like to thank everyone that's put in time and effort in making this new SLP hockey team. After high school, Patrick plans on attending college and playing soccer. Next senior, number 19, Patrick Vaness. Patrick is the son of Eric Vaness. Patrick has demonstrated a strong commitment to his teammates. He has battled back to injury during his high school career. He is a strong two-way player who competes in all 3 zones. He resides in Keene and attends Keene High School. He has a fond memory of winning last year's quadruple overtime game against Northeastern Clinton in the Section 7 quarterfinals. Pat would like to thank his parents for all the support. We'd also like to thank his coaches, especially Coach Martin, for getting him to where he is today. We'd also like to thank his grandparents and sisters for holding down the house and moving away. Pat plans on attending Kickoff College in the fall, maybe in sports management and hopes to continue in hockey. Our next senior, number 17, Dustin Patterson. Dustin is the son of Cameron Knox and Randy Patterson. Dustin adds a physical presence on the SLP team. He wins many battles along the walls and has a strong presence in front of the net. Dustin has a fond memory of the days as a youth player, traveling all over the state to play games. He has a fond memory of last year's quadruple overtime win against Northeastern Clinton in the Section 7 quarterfinals. We would like to thank his mom and dad for all the support throughout his career. Dustin plans on entering the labor market after graduation. Our next senior, number 18, Camden Riley. Cam is the son of Mario and Brady Riley. Cam is a steady forward who his teammates can always count on for the honest effort. Cam competes hard, shift after shift, winning one-on-one battles and by all consistently. One of his fondest memories of his high school career is winning the KC tournament his sophomore year. We'd like to thank his parents for supporting him and driving him around for the past 15 years. We'd like to thank all of his coaches for Weiss High School and his high school teammates as well. Cam plans on attending college and a pre-med program to become an anesthesiologist. Our next senior is number 2, Tri-Captain Tyler Hinckley. Tyler is the son of Amy Harula and Clarence Hinckley. Tyler is a gritty player with excellent feet. He moves up and down the ice with purpose, challenging defenders. Tyler has also helped SLP team greatly throughout his leadership. Tyler's fondest memory of high school career was his quadruple overtime goal against Northeastern Clinton in last year's quarterfinal sectional game. Tyler would like to thank his parents, his friends who have driven countless hours in supporting him to make sure he had everything he needed to play hockey. After graduation, Tyler plans on applying his skills learned in high school to a job. Our next senior, number 20, Tri-Captain Ben Munn. Ben is the son of Brian and Kira Munn. Ben brings a consistent competitive level for his team. He is hard to play against because of his defensive toughness. Ben has contributed to SLP's offense at timely moments and brought great leadership to the club. Ben feels he was fortunate enough to play 5 years of high school with the boys, Bobby, Steve, Austin, Rhett, Dylan, Heater, and Jaden. He would like to thank and acknowledge his parents, grandparents, siblings, and cousins for supporting him during his games. He'd also like to thank his dad, Craig Amell, Cy Will Ellsworth, and Brian Height for coaching and helping him during his hockey career. Ben is happy to be part of SLP's first season and wishes the team continued success after he leaves. Ben plans on attending St. Lawrence University and playing football there in the fall. Our next senior is number 9, Hunter Wilmot. Hunter is the son of Amy Payton and Joe Wilmot. Hunter possesses a strong hockey IQ. Because of his strong skating ability and sense for the game, Hunter controls the middle of the ice with great proficiency. Hunter has fond memories of his youth hockey days and beating Gilderland in overtime during his sophomore year. We'd like to thank his parents, coaches, and all the fans who come to the games to support the team. Hunter plans on attending college in the fall and majoring in computer science. Our last senior, number 7, tri-captain Dylan Email. Dylan is the son of Janelle Heath, Craig Email, and stepfather Jason Heath. Dylan is a smooth skating forward who can be dangerous every shift because of his offensive skills and speed. Dylan has scored and assisted on many goals for this year's SLP team. One of Dylan's fond memories is scoring his first goal as a member of the Red Storm hockey team. Dylan would like to thank his family for supporting him with all the long drives and late nights they put to have him play hockey. We'd like to thank all of his friends and teammates who helped him push through the tough times. We'd also like to thank Lou Reuter for all his great coverage and photos he has produced over his career. Dylan plans on continuing his education in the fall. Congratulations to all our seniors on a successful inaugural season and your accomplished hockey careers. Thank you for your leadership and your hard work. We wish all 9 seniors the best of luck in the future endeavors.
All right, and there you have it. The seniors. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Cold Barn, the Saranac Lake Civic Center Arena. My name is Glenn Burnett, covering the play-by-play and color commentary, along with good friend and associate Matt Scheller, covering camera operating and color commentary as well. It's been a long hockey season as we come into this home game, the last for the seniors here as they play against the Plattsburgh Hornets. Starting lineup for Saranac Lake, all coming in as seniors. The only non-senior on the ice is Stanton in the net.
Yeah, I was just saying it's a special night, one these guys are going to remember for a long time, absolutely. Good hockey players. We've got a lot of season left, but tonight's their last home game as seniors. Should be a good one, Glenn.
Thank you so much, Matt. As we get started, we're underway, opening up in the SLP zone as the Lakers trying to exit. This one tossed around, the dasher is down low. Lakers with it, looking for the exit as they play it out from the far side half boards. Tossed out to neutral ice, and the Lakers on the right wing side, tossing it deep to the end boards. And they'll give chase as Plattsburgh on the back check, laying it down in the near side corner. Working it up the ladder for the Lakers with different plans, tossing it to the opposite corner as they'll chase again and try to sustain the attack. Played out to the left point. Munn unable to hold on to it. Draws it back into neutral ice, and he'll try re-entering. Played along the near side board on the right wing side. The off-winger, Munn, behind the net, out to the far side corner. Wrapping it around to the near side. And tossed right back behind Dublonic. Dublonic keeping a close eye on things. No shots yet defensed. But he expects something to come by as that one is batted away by the hand of the defense. Played out towards the far side. Lakers trying to feed the slot, but nobody home. And that one saucered out of the zone. Picked up by the Lakers as they play it off of the near side, back into the Plattsburgh zone, and tossed out to neutral ice. A lot of recent developments here as SLP has merged players from both Saranac Lake High School and Lake Placid High School to create a bit of a super team here. A little bit of organizational uncertainty to start off with, but after a lot of practice and exposure and battling on one and all's behalf out on the ice, they've come to respect each other's play. As the Lakers losing the handle, trying to get it out to the neutral ice. Played down low, and Stanton keeping an eye. As SLP carrying the puck into the offensive zone. Bartholomew picking up the loose puck after seeing a teammate take a good hard hit down at the end boards. Played behind the net. So far, SLP controlling possession fairly well. Patterson with it from the right wing side. As it wanders into the slot, sticked away by Plattsburgh, picked up by the left wing. And now regained by Patterson as this one is kicked out to neutral ice, and SLP will recompose. Mishandled back in the Lakers zone. And now a little bit of mishandling here. This does not fare well for the Lakers as it's tossed down below the goal line, and Plattsburgh looking to put on an attack. As this is tossed out to the far side half boards, gathered up by Plattsburgh, a shot towards the net, and Stanton with a kick save. The initial shot was rebounded off of the defender, and on the ricochet, that one just going wide of the net. A redirect off of a wrist shot that came about shin height off the ice. And now Plattsburgh playing it out of their own zone. SLP with it. Sturgeon passes it away. And along the right wing side, Amel, one of our seniors, losing the handle, and now Plattsburgh reversing course, heading up along the boards, and that's Colburn taking the big hit on the near side half boards. Plattsburgh handing it off to the right side point, down to the right circle, centering out in front, and Stanton unable to clamp it down, but does just enough to keep it out of the net. And now here comes Amel losing the handle. Sturgeon chasing deep into his own zone. Pressured up front. And now chasing in. This is Hobson. One of the team's sophomores. As this is played around to the near side. Amel back across to the left side defense. As this is tossed up towards neutral ice. Handed off. And skating straight in with a shot. That one looked like it might have caught the opponent's blade on its way up into the ice, up above the glass and out of play. And so that'll set up a face-off. As this is played around the near side up to the point, and a big hit delivered by the defenseman up at the point. And Kratz laying out a Plattsburgh skater. As this comes around to the near side corner. Platts sitting all alone up at the point, sizing it up, tossing one in, looking for a redirect. Could not get anything as that one comes off of the end boards. Ricocheted out towards the point, and Platt with a good play to keep it in the zone. Plattsburgh ultimately able to get it out, and they'll make a quick line change. And a poke check down in the SLP zone as Lacey gets knocked over. Played out to neutral ice, and this one ricocheted down the ice, and that'll go down for icing. With 8:59 remaining in the first period, we're still scoreless here at the Saranac Lake Civic Center Arena. We'll set up a face-off to Stanton's left. Sturgeon and Wilmot out on the ice, along with Dara. Tossed up ahead, and Wilmot giving chase. From the left face-off circle, shot, and that one snagged by the defense as Dublanek comes up with a loose puck. A big play for Dublanek. Wilmot stepping in for the face-off. Taking the win, tossing it into the corner. Played out towards the point. Fired back down low as Patterson as Bartholomew trying to dig it out of the corner. Centered out in front, and Hobson unable to get that one on net as it deflected up above the cage. Hobson coming away with a loose puck. Centering pass out in front, trying to get a ricochet out in front. And Dublonik comes up with a save. As the net comes off its bearings, we'll get that reset ahead of a faceoff. A strong shift for SLP as they make a quick change. As we see changes as well for Plattsburgh. Patterson up on the right point, all alone, pinching down towards the half boards, looking for some help. As this is played down below the goal line. And Patterson will pinch down as we see rotation by Munn over the top. And now a 1-on-2 with a winger chasing in, looking for a rebound as that one's batted away. Amel comes up with it. And across neutral ice. A little stick handling through the defense, getting out through the slot, could not get the shot off. Losing his feet, still coming back up. And now here comes Plattsburgh with a shot on net going for the far side post, and that one, just slips right by on the wide side. And a lot of commotion out on the ice and alongside the ice as this is played down in the corner. Plattsburgh putting as much pressure as we've seen by them in the offensive zone as this is slung around, stopped by Dublonik, and picked up by the defense. Tossed up ahead. And this will be collected up by the Lakers as they chase it down to the end boards. Plattsburgh making some changes. Bullock chasing in, trying to defend from behind, a little bit of stick checking, and that does work as he plays it around from the half boards, losing the handle temporarily, and now poked away as Plattsburgh able to come up with the puck, putting a shot on net, and that one gloved by Stanton. 6:42 remaining, first period. We are scoreless. Would you say it's a little chilly in here, looking for an icebreaker perhaps? As Plattsburgh coming up with possession, turned over down along the near side. Munn around the corner. That one gets out to the point, but not out of the zone. And Stanton gloves it and hands it off. Munn out across to his partner in defense, out on the left side, as this is ricocheted off the boards. Laid out towards the left side once again. And here comes Munn. All alone on the right wing side, backhander. Rebounded out in front, but sticked away by the defense. Played out to the near side. And we have multiple Munns. One staying on the ice and one heading off to the bench. As we have Nick Munn in the defensive formation as he picks up the loose puck, trying to toss it out of the zone. Ricocheted up to the slot. Glove down. And Patterson looking for the loose puck as this slips right by him. And we got a penalty here. That's going to be a hooking call. And the Lakers will go to the power play with 5:27 remaining in the first. We're scoreless. The Lakers will skate 5-on-4, looking for the icebreaker as they set up to Dublonik's left. Played out through neutral ice. The short-handed Plattsburgh team skating up into the offensive zone, centering pass to the slot and shot wide. That one off target. Played out towards the half boards.
For hooking to number 9, Drew Knowles. Time penalty 9:33 in the first period. That's Knowles for hooking.
And here comes Amel from the right wing side, down below the net, out to the far side corner. Playing it up top and then sent right back down low. Hobson with it on the near side corner with Sturgeon. Sturgeon out across to Munn. Munn with a shot, couldn't get any help as that one slips down through the crease area. And here comes Sturgeon. Little toe drag move, trying to get through traffic. And now an odd man advantage here. 3-on-2. Shot, goal! A shorthanded goal for Plattsburgh. After a steal coming out of the defensive zone.
That was a questionable play there from the young forward. On the power play, you're either going to get that pass off to your players, to your teammates, or get the shot on net. But the last thing you want to be doing, especially if you're coming from the blue line, is dangling between 2 or 3 players and trying to make a move and leaving your blue line unprotected. And that's exactly what happened, unfortunately. Plattsburgh capitalized. Shorthanded goal.
That's Matt Scheller, one of our experts. He's logged many hours out on the ice. A defensive specialist, as that one shot deflected on its way through the slot.
Hornets shorthanded goal scored by number 19, Tyler Reed. Assisted by number 2,
You
Ethan
just want
Kay,
a little bit of distance,
and number
like
16,
this much
Aiden
from the mouth.
Colburn. Time of goal, 10:34 in the first period. That's Reed from Kay and Colburn.
Sturgeon retrieving the puck behind the net. Stanton keeping a close eye out in front of the crease. As they set up the exit, saucered up on a nice long stretch pass. Picked up by Riley. Riley out along the side door. And that one covered up by Dublanek. And so Plattsburgh grabs themselves the icebreaker and the lead, now leading 1-0. We're inside 3.5 to go in the first period. And Plattsburgh doing a fine job. Nothing kills a penalty better than a shorthanded goal. As we see a twig harpooned up into the air down along the net. Shot looking for the ricochet. Loose puck along the side door, back to the back door, and could not connect on that one. Aggressive play by Saranac Lake Placid as they pick it up deep in their own zone. Saucered once again, and a nice play here. A lead pass out to Amel as we have a delayed penalty upcoming. And our very own local Buzzy Rickard making the call as he will send one of the Plattsburgh skaters into the penalty box. With 2:48 remaining, SLP will go back to the power play. Now, mind you, capitalizing on power plays does not come every single power play. You're doing well if you can capitalize 1 out of 3. We'll see how SLP fares in this power play. And for those of you unfamiliar, these minor penalties only being served out as a minute and a half. So a minute and a half of power play time. Amel.
Hornets minor penalty.
Up to Sturgeon. Sturgeon out to the left side.
Brand Clark. Time and penalty 12-12 in the first period. That's
and a big
Clark
break here
conduct.
as Plattsburgh picking up the steal. Colburn could not hold on to it and being harassed by Munn. And Munn comes up with a loose puck from center ice, entering in from the left wing side. Out to the wide hash of the faceoff circle, shot on net, and that one gloved out of the air by Dublanek. Dublanek remaining steady in the basket there, picking up the glove save. As we see Dunn, the imposing presence that he is, out from the left point, across to Sturgeon. Sturgeon from the right side plays it down to Hobson. Hobson down low. Hobson again, back up to Sturgeon. Sturgeon winding up and cranking a clapper. That one kicked away by Dublanek. Played from the half board. Sturgeon once again. Cycled down low. Amel The shot deflected out towards Dunn in the deep far corner. Played around to Hobson. Hobson back up to Amel. From the face-off circle, shot deflected off the defense. Played up to the point and then fired back down by Munn. Played from the left face-off circle. Shot in on net as that was traveling wide of the basket, gloved out of the air, and Stanton will be content to hold on to it. 86 seconds remaining, first period action. Just 7 ticks left in the power play. A good forecheck on this last possession, as the Lakers were able to get a few good looks on net. Loose puck picked up down the slot, backhander through traffic as that one trickles wide of the cage. Play from behind the net as we go even, 5-on-5 on the ice. And now here comes Plattsburgh. A stretch pass, but missing the mark as that goes down for icing. And so we'll set up a face-off back over in Dublonic's neighborhood. Some good fast action out here on the ice. Everybody seems to be dressed weather appropriate as this one's deflected out into the far corner. As we see Patterson harassed by the defense and a big hit down low as SLP trying to show they're willing to be just as physical. As Colburn fires it around the curve. Picked up by the Lakers. Picked up back again by Colburn as he steals it. Unable to get a look at the net though. Losing the handle along the boards. And now picked up by Bullock. Bullock tosses it out towards the left wing side as they dump it deep into the offensive zone. That'll give them time to make some changes with just 10 seconds remaining in the period. Plattsburgh trying to get one more look at net as Kratz plays the puck. And that one hung up on one of the players on the way out to neutral zone. That'll do it for one period of play. And so at the end of one, Plattsburgh coming up with a shorthanded goal, leading 1-0. We'll take a quick break and return for our second period puck drop from the Saranac Lake Civic Center Arena in Saranac Lake, New York. You're watching SLP Hockey. We'll be right back.
Period for the Hornets goalie, John Dumoulin, 9. And for the SLP goalie, Andrew Stanton, 4.
All righty. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for second period action. Glenn Burnett here alongside Matt Scheller in the broadcast booth as we see the players emerge from their locker rooms. A quick recap on the first period. Plattsburgh coming on with more offensive firepower and in particular special teams, a short-handed goal. 1 of 9 shots that they had taken on Anders Stanton, the SLP goaltender, was able to pierce by on the wide side, the far side post from the right wing side. And that was the icebreaker and the lone goal in this game as Plattsburgh leading 1-0. We'll keep an eye on the opening of this second period to see what kind of adjustments the Lakers have put together as they come out here trying to win one for the home crowd. Both teams gathered at their nets in a players-only meeting as they get set to break away with a rallying cry. Now the Lakers were not without opportunity on the power plays. They had a pair, and in the late section of that first period, they did have some offensive flourishes as Plattsburgh has already skated over to their bench. Out on the right wing, starter Tyler Reed. He'll be alongside line mate Andrew and Clark. And now SLP skating away to the bench and getting set for the puck drop.
It's a very important period, Glenn. Lake Placid, or SaraPlacid, is the stronger team. There's no doubt about it. But the more and the longer you let in the weaker team and you keep them in a game, the harder it is to overtake them towards the end. So the second stanza is going to be important. They'll probably want to tie it up and, in my opinion, even have a good lead going into the third.
Thanks a lot, Matt. As we're underway, this is our second 15-minute period here. And a big play as one of the Lakers getting battled up. And here comes Hugo Hobson with a shot and a goal. Oh, my, oh, my. And that's your equalizer right there. What do you think about that, Matt?
Absolute great start to what I was just talking about. I think Plattsburgh got a little distracted by the hitting going on. SaraPlacid made a great home run pass, fired it 2 lines, which is legal in high school hockey. And he was all alone to go in. Nice move, fired it home. Tie ball game.
That's young Hugo Hobson lending some energy and effort, as well as stick handling, to be able to put that one away. And now we have a tie puck game, 1-1. Inside 14 and a half to go, just early seconds. That was within the first minute of this period. And just as you said, Matt, they need to strike. They can't play from behind.
Scored by number 10, Rick Dara. Assisted by number 20, Ben Munn. Time of the goal, 22 seconds in the second period. That's Dara from Munn.
And it's a good thing that they announced that there, because we gave credit to Hobson, but in fact, that is not Hobson. That was Red Dara who came in. Dara, not one of the younger ones. He's a junior coming in. And there's Dara with a half clapper that sails just above the basket. This is why I always appreciate having the PA announcer around. And Munn playing it down low as Stan comes up with a save, holding on to it, and that'll set up a face-off. And SLP coming out strong in this second period. We'll see if they can hold on, continue to apply pressure. As Plattsburgh chasing back deep into their own zone, and now there's Hobson out there. So we had gotten the sweater numbers mixed up. Played up to Sturgeon. Sturgeon mishandles it for a second as he pulls it away from Hobson's skates. Out from the right wing side, Sturgeon. Shot is blocked, and Hobson, the sophomore, playing deep in the corner as Plattsburgh comes away with it, trying to find the exit door, but couldn't. And now Amel going wide of the net. Plattsburgh up along the left wing boards. Little body check there. Delivered by Patterson, helping to snuff out the attack. And now here comes Amel, centering pass out in front as that's steered away by the defense. And Plattsburgh chasing in on offense from the left face-off circle, stopped by Stanton. And we've got a slashing penalty. That'll be costly, as Patterson's going to go and sit for 90 seconds. How does this hurt SLP, Matt?
Well, may hurt them, may not. Obviously, it's a power play for Plattsburgh to try and take back the momentum. SaraPlacid came out strong, and killing a power play can add to your momentum. So let's find out what happens.
Number 17, Dustin Patterson.
As Plattsburgh comes into the offensive zone, Colburn dropping it back to the point. Toss back down to the half boards. Munn trying to clear the zone. Stopped by... And now heavy pressure at neutral ice. Played up ahead as Plattsburgh looking for the entrance. Firing it across towards the left wing boards. And now chipped up ahead. Chased down. And here comes Dara.
Ooh.
Losing an edge and crashing into the corner boards. No call on that. Played
Just
from the left side. Down below the goal line. And here comes Coburn, plays it up towards the top of the faceoff circle, fired down low. Played off of the side of the net. And now saucered all the way down. No icing on this one as Dublanek comes out of the net to slow it down. Handing it off to a teammate. As the Lakers will make some changes. Munn sitting up top. Munn and Sturgeon guarding the neutral zone. And Amell roaming center ice. Amell with a steal. Poked away as this one comes from the right faceoff circle. Stolen away by Coburn, and Coburn handles it up towards the right wing side. Dumping it in towards Stanton. Stanton eases it away with a paddle out towards the far side corner. That one's rocked off the sideboard, and that'll go down for icing against Saranac Lake. Lake Placid, the Lakers. And so we'll have a face-off back in the Lakers zone as we get a good look in at Stanton. He's got some equipment adjustments to make along the leg pads. Everything seems to be okay. As Wilmot comes in for the face-off. Controlling the face-off and sending a stretch out in front. And a good idea there as Dara had released out towards the opposite blue line. And that one was saucered off the high glass. A perfect touch to it. As we see some of the individual skill sets out on display. Stanton with a close eye on things. As this is played out to Bartholomew. And now turned back away. And Darrow with it. Played up ahead as Wilmot from the left faceoff circle. Holding on to the puck. Played down towards the back door. Backhander. A little pirouette on the backside. And Dara unable to get it through. As the Lakers looking to continue the attack. Caught up in the skates of Dara. Dara losing the handle. He'll have to retreat back into the neutral zone. And they'll reset. With Sturgeon alongside on the left side. Oh! And a flamethrower of a shot that rocks off of the high glass just over the cage. As Amell losing the handle. Sturgeon unable to control it as this is tossed back into the SLP zone. Nick Munn patrolling down low in the SLP zone. And now picked up by Van Ness. Played out in front. Amell with the backhander that goes wide of the basket. Around the side door, Amell trying to get it through the leg pads. As this is played, taking a funny bounce off of the dividers up on the glass. And Amell comes up with a loose puck. Plastered up against the boards. Behind the goal line, sent up to the point. A wrister with a little bit of off-speed action, cutting through traffic. And cleared away by Plattsburgh as this one will go to length of the ice. And that'll set up a face-off back in the Plattsburgh zone. 8:35 remaining, second period action. We are tied at 1 apiece. Glenn Burnett here alongside Matt Scheller in the broadcast booth. As we see some very fast, tight action out on the ice. Anything can happen. Both teams playing toe-to-toe. We haven't got a shots on goal comparison for you thus far. But the Lakers coming into this second period with more offensive and attacking presence than they had in the first period. And if they continue, they'll at least double their shot tally in this period. Plattsburgh from the left wing side. This one's deflected into the corner. Played around to the near side as it glides around towards the half boards. Played out to the point from the right side. Fired, looking for a redirect in the slot, but that one slipped all the way through to the far side corner boards. And now Dara plays it around towards the point. Heavy pressure up at the point by Riley. As Bullock trying to clear the zone. Loose puck picked up by Bullock from the right side, unable to square up on that one. As he's got Munn up top and Patterson off to the left. And a mishandled puck ends up deep in the SLP zone. Played around to Munn. This is Ben Munn. One of the seniors out on the ice. Nick Munn, a freshman who's been coming in periodically. You'll see him on the ice shortly as this is played to the near side. Picked up by Kratz. Kratz fired on net and held onto by Dublanek. Quick hand by Dublanek, the young Plattsburgh goaltender. Dublanek, one of 5 seniors skating for Plattsburgh in this game. As this one kicked alongside, headed wide of the net. Wrapped around from the corner as Dara trying to put another one in. Dublanek easing it away from the side door as this is played up and out of the zone. SLP waiting to clear, trying to avoid the offsides as Kratz plays it into the high section of the zone. And now Kratz through neutral ice trying to settle the puck down. Saucered off of the glass. And Sturgeon unable to hold on to it. And now SLP played up ahead. Well handled by Dara. And now Sturgeon going for the far side post. Caught about waist high. Headed wide of the far side post. 5:55 remaining, second period. Who will step out to the lead here? As they've been skating 5-on-5 for quite some time now. Amel controlling the puck off of the faceoff. Played to the near side corner. Centering pass. And Hobson unable to get a piece of that one. And that appears to be a rare offsides. So we'll set up a face-off outside the SLP zone on the far side dot.
Good back check from Hinckley on that play. That's one of those little battles inside the game that when they add up, they end up winning games. Hinckley came from down below the goal crease, skated all the way to the other side, and ended up causing an offsides on Plattsburgh. Here he is right now with a shot.
And that one pierces through.
Oh.
Initially shouldered by Dublanek and then slipped underneath. It looked like that might have caught underneath the armpit area and trickled into the net.
Great shift for Hinckley.
As Hinckley and Hobson, the pairing, came into the offensive zone, Hobson releases it over to Hinckley. And just as you had seen this forming up earlier on in the play, Hinckley able to put one away, and that puts SLP out to their first lead of the game, now leading 2-1 with 5:25 remaining, second period action. As we see Riley out there roaming the ice, keeping an eye on the right winger. Stationed up at the blue line, he'll go for a release.
SLP goal scored by number 2, Tyler Hinckley. Assisted by number 29, Hugo Hobson. Time of the goal, 9:35 in the second period. That's Hinckley from Hobson.
As Sturgeon stick handling into the offensive zone. A nice play around the defense, but losing it on the next contact. And now racing back for it as we see Bullock trying to defend. Shot, and that one goes through. Stanton unable to stop it. Shot from the left wing side. And we got a tied puck game once again.
And just as I was complimenting the Lakers for their back checking, they end up not back checking, and it costs them a goal. It's those small battles throughout the game, Glenn. I'm telling you, they add up at the end of the game on that scoreboard. Got to skate all 45 minutes in this game.
Well, it seems to be well pointed there, Matt. As you mentioned, that when a team comes off of a goal, especially if they're going into the lead, sometimes that gives a false sense of security and they lay back a little bit. Not playing quite as diligently as they had been playing up until that point, and they had to pay for it. That's the position. As they work it out through neutral ice, this one slips off a Plattsburgh player's stick. And Munn with a long pass.
Time of the goal, 10:31 in the second period. That's Colburn from Kane.
Coburn's been everywhere on the ice. Every time I look up, wherever the action is, Coburn's there. That's one name I can't forget on this Plattsburgh team. And now here comes Dara, looking to put one in for himself. He came up with the icebreaker for SLP as we get a little bit of a scrum down low. Is it time to break out the octopus? Sometimes that's what it takes to stir things up a little bit. Some players will feed off of the agitation. Not unlike those players who love to take the first hit just to get them shocked into an attacking position, as the net standing no chance against that scrum, knocked off its bearings and reset by Rickard, our official. And so we see one apiece going to the box. A little bit of misconduct. And that may take some valuable personnel off of the ice. Backhander sticked away by Stanton. Played off of the half boards, unable to clear the zone as they continue to skate 5-on-5. So the two individuals that have gone to the box just serving misconduct penalties.
SLP minor penalty for roughing to number 10, Red Dara. Time of the penalty, 11:46 in the second period. That's Dara for roughing. Hornets minor penalty for roughing to number 8, Jackson Kane. Time of the penalty, 11:46 in the second period.
And so
Kane for roughing.
So check that, as Kane for Plattsburgh ends up in the box, the defenseman, along with Dara. That was not misconduct, though it may appear to be so. Those are coincidental minors, and so they continue to skate 5-on-5 with heavy pressure down low in the SLP zone. Fired around to the near side as Hobson awaits at the half boards, trying to work it up the ladder. And Hobson comes away with a loose puck, handed off to Sturgeon. Sturgeon from the left side. Played back up to Hobson, and Hobson losing the handle. It picked up loose. Hinckley with a shot. And the whistle had been blown before Hinckley could fire that one off, so that won't count. And we're getting a little bit of extracurricular here. Matt, what do you think?
Tough break for Tyler Hinckley. He had the whole net wide open, and Plattsburgh guy threw, I'm not sure who went into the net, but it was the right call by the official, but tough break because Hinckley was assured his second goal of the night, and the Lakers were assured the lead. So big break for the Plattsburgh Hornets there, and the teams remain tied at 2.
So we got 150 remaining second period action as Plattsburgh has a second visitor to the box in a very short span. This is actually favoring SLP not only by virtue of going to the power play and the personnel advantage, But the momentum seems to be in these last couple of sequences in the offensive zone seems to be going in SLP's favor.
Absolutely. Like I said earlier in the period, actually when we started the period, it would be in the Lakers' best interest to want to go into the locker room with the lead for sure. You don't want to let the weaker team in it for too long. So they have a great opportunity. $1:50 left on the clock and 1:30 on the power play.
And so now Plattsburgh looking to regain composure. They had, through the first period, been dictating the offensive pace of the game. And while the scoreboard says 2-2, the home crowd
Hornets minor penalty
is starting to get a little loud.
Number 13, Ethan Vaughn. Time of the penalty, 13:10 in the second period. That's Vaughn for interference.
Played up top to Sturgeon as SLP forming a little bit of a diamond shape in the zone. On the near side, we have Munn, the senior, and he's waving on the weak side as he drifts down into the left faceoff circle. Sturgeon from the top. Shot, that one slices through, but kicked away by Dublanek. Played up towards Munn. Munn creeping in, trying to pick his way through a screen. And that one deflected by the congested area as Amel firing it down towards the far side corner. Looked like he wanted to get a shot off from the low angle at the goal line, but it slipped past his teammate. Played up to Munn. Munn with a soft wrister, and that one blocked away by Dublanek, and now loose out in front. Dublanek sprawled out in front of the crease as the puck is still loose, chopped out across neutral ice, and Stanton coming out to hand it off to Munn. Plattsburgh making quick personnel changes as they send it up ahead. Amel coming up with a loose puck, just 23 seconds remaining as this is sent saucering down towards the near side corner, and we're back to even strength, 5-on-5 on the ice. Munn setting up, tosses it up ahead to Hinckley as that one pops off of his stick. And now Munn comes up with it, just 5 seconds left, and this should probably just about wear out the period as they toss it ahead into the offensive zone. Not exactly the most ideal outcome in this period, but not a terrible job either by SLP. As Plattsburgh had dominated on the offensive side of things in the first period, and SLP came out and helped to equalize things and show a little bit more promise in this second period.
I agree, Glenn. They played well that period. Definitely much better than the first period.
Second period, Plattsburgh Hornets 2 and SLP 2. Saves in the second period for the Hornets goalie, John Dublanek, 17. And for the SLP goalie, Andrew Stanton, 1.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for the final stanza here. This ought to be a good one, as they've put it out on the ice thus far. Plattsburgh dominating through the first period, and then SLP coming back and showing a little bit of dominant force towards the tail end of the second period. But on the scoreboard, we're even, 2 apiece, as we head into the last 15 minutes of regulation. And so both of these teams looking to come up with a victory will pour it all out on the ice. We've seen some extracurriculars out on the ice already, and I expect we might see a little bit more. Get ready for some penalties. As we're underway, Hinckley right off the faceoff, heading into the offensive zone. Banged up against the corner boards. And Dara getting pinned up against the end boards. As this one deflected, staying in the offensive zone for SLP. And Dara sending it back into the Plattsburgh zone as the Hornets chasing in on offense. Kratz out across to his line mate. Played around to the near side. Hinckley losing the handle, and now Amel from the right side, feeding it up the slot, but nobody there for it. A good try, generally speaking. You have somebody cycling in through that section, and that catches goaltenders off guard a lot as Amel once again trying to slice through the slot. Played around to the near side. Coburn once again. We say that this kid is all over the place. Everywhere that puck is, you can find Coburn. As this is played around to Kratz. Kratz down along the near side, past the half boards, and then fired back down as Sturgeon picks it up deep in his own zone. Riley now out on the ice. Riley, a member of the community, his parents contributing great efforts through the Pee Wee Hockey Association here in Saranac Lake, New York, as this is played up to the left point, and Plattsburgh looking for the exit as they saucer it out. This one's going to go all the way down for icing. And we'll see some personnel changes from both sides ahead of the faceoff. In a minute or so, we're going to get some input from our hockey expert, Mr. Scheller, as he has plenty of hours out on the ice, specializing as a defenseman, but well aware of the responsibilities throughout the forward lines and the centers. As this is played in on Stanton, and Stanton now under heavy pressure, played out towards the back door and then steered away as Munn trying to come up with it. And now Bullock played out to the near side. Darrow with it from the right side. The off-wing shot deflected off a skate as this slips all the way up to the other Munn, Nick Munn. Darrow played down below the goal line as Plattsburgh comes up with a loose puck. Played out towards the interior of the ice and dumped down towards the end as Darrow with a big hit. Pardon me, Munn with a big hit, able to dislodge the puck. And SLP, just as Munn was about to exit the ice, the puck just too close to him to turn it away. And so he'll leave the puck deep in the offensive zone and skate back towards his bench, as they've already gotten his line mate out on the ice. Hinckley chasing down low. Hinckley came up with a goal earlier in the second period. Now played out to Kratz. Kratz with a shot wide of the net. Dublanek comes up with the glove, was thinking about handing it off to a teammate, but thought otherwise and held out for the whistle. So we'll get a face-off to Dublanek's left. Amel back out on the ice. Hinckley with a shot that is swatted wide of the cage. We got a penalty coming. Did I say watch out for penalties? It's been contentious out here. It's kept us fairly well on the edge of our seats. Many of the fans standing throughout this game. Both teams fairly well traveled. The Plattsburgh contingent showing up in great numbers here. And then, of course, the closer to local SLP folks from the Villages, as that one shot above the basket and a rebound and a goal. Power play goal for SLP. And a big break as they lead the scoring. Just 3:53 into this third period. And SLP out to a 3-2 lead.
Hunter Wilmot. Another Lake Placid boy with another goal, the third goal. Scoring, great to see him and Hinckley both getting a goal tonight. Take the lead 3-2.
We've seen a lot of play from Wilmot out on the ice, but we hadn't seen him in the mix on some of these attacks, as we've seen some of the usual suspects out there.
Penalty for slashing, assessed to number 8, Jackson Kane. Time of the penalty, 3:45 in the third period.
Played out to
Kane for slashing.
Go ahead, Matt.
Hunter is a leader by example. He's a quiet kid, but he's played at a high level his whole life, and he's an absolute threat on the ice every time he's out there. And he's a great leader by example. Love watching him play. Glad to see him get a goal here on senior night.
It's really nice, Matt. Thanks for the input there. It's really nice to have someone like you with familiarity with some of the players that come from both the Saranac Lake side and the Lake Placid side.
Well, to be honest with you, the 2 goal scorers.
Number 9, Hunter Wilmot, assisted by number 5, Carter Sturgeon, and number 7, Dylan Amell. Time of the goal, 3:53 in the third period. That's Wilmot from Sturgeon and Amell.
The 2 goal scorers
SLP minor
are
penalty for
kids
interference
of
to number
2 of my
17,
classmates growing up,
Dustin
class of '96.
Patterson. Time of the penalty,
Hunter's mom,
4:18
Amy,
in the third
and
period.
Tyler's
That's
dad,
Patterson
Clarence, and I all
for
grew up
interference.
together. I played hockey with Clarence. Clarence was a great skater. His son is a great skater, and just obviously a little bias here, but definitely pumped to see them both get a goal tonight.
Well, it always helps to have some inside information, whether it be through the parents of the players or the players themselves or the coaches. And that's the advantage that you lend to me. As this is played out towards the right side point, a quick wrister and pinned down by Stanton. A close call for SLP, as that one was a really quick release. Not much wind up on that. Not a whole lot of heat, but quick on the release. And Stanton pinning it down to the ice. As SLP skating shorthanded for another 34 seconds as they've killed off just about a minute on that penalty. The benefits of having somebody with some insight on the families and players is you get to know some of the tendencies and what to look out for on the ice.
Actually, I got to correct myself. Not necessarily a correction, but an addition. Both of his parents and I went to school together. Tyler's parents, Clarence and his mother, Amy, another class of '96. Wanted to make sure I added Amy because she's been a big part, obviously, of her son's career. And we all went to school together, and I'm just, like I said, glad to see both players doing excellent here tonight.
And that one's popped up and out of play. You know, I noticed, I'm not sure if you've followed any of my my action, but I've noticed in some of the other youth hockey organizations, when they print up their programs with the rosters for the games coming in for the tournaments, often we see mothers' and fathers' names in the roster lineup. Is that because they want to get some of the action too?
They're living vicariously. Either that or they just they filled out a lot of paperwork over the career of their child's hockey career, and sometimes they make that mistake.
I expect it's usually just a little bit of an administrative thing from the organizational side of things. But it is so funny to see every once in a while someone come to me and say, oh, by the way, number 20 isn't so-and-so. Yeah. That's the
especially
mother.
When it's a boy, it's called Catherine.
That's because somebody's trying to get their 1,000th career point through their child. As this is played around to the near side from the half boards. Picked up by Sturgeon. Deep in the SLP zone, a stretch pass out towards the blue line. That slips past Amell and played away by Dublanek. Plattsburgh with heavy pressure down low as Hobson, the sophomore, taking a hit and losing the puck. And now here comes Lucas, as Lucas will come off of the ice. Oh, a big hit, and we've got a player down, and this is probably going to stop play. As we had Big crash into the boards. And we will stand by as the trainer comes across the ice. Some folks looking to see why there was no penalty called on this, and quite frankly, in the motion of the play, I didn't catch the actual instant that happened. But there are some Hornets fans here, including the coach and trainer, who are concerned why there wasn't a call on that.
I didn't see the hit, but I'm not going to make a comment either way of whether it was legal or not. I do know both teams have been laying the lumber hard tonight, and there's been a lot of big hits. I do also know both referees are great referees, Kelly Locke and Buzzy Rickard, well over 1,000 games each underneath their belts. And they're letting the boys play tonight. Good to see the Plattsburgh player up. He looks to be okay. No call on the play, 8:04 remaining, third period.
And so the Lakers controlling the puck off of the faceoff, leading 3-2 as they skate full strength out there. Hinckley trying to put something into the slot to stir up some attacking action. And now here comes Coburn again. Chasing it down, that'll go for icing. We always wish for the best of health and well-being for all, not just the skaters on the ice, but those who come to watch. That sentiment is passed along to all. We appreciate that everybody would be happy and healthy in their travels as Plattsburgh with pressure down low. Hinckley trying to stop the puck from coming up the ladder. Patterson battling away at the half boards. And now Dara firing it around, and it catches a funny divider. Bounces right out in front of the crease. We had an idea coming into this third period, as tightly as it's been played, and with the couple of outbreaks of extracurricular activity, the scrums and whatnot, that this would be just as contentious a period and then some. And being a one-goal game with a shot from the left faceoff circle steered away by Stanton, it has promised all that we expected in this third period. I expect it will get more contentious, and we'll probably see some penalties out there eventually. Played up ahead on the left side. As we see Reed working for it along the sideboards and pinned down by Stanton. Reed out on the left wing sideboards, took a little chip at it. Kind of a wedge shot. Trying to pop it up a little bit. Easy enough to be handled by Stanton. And so we see a line change for Plattsburgh. As we see Lucas join us. During the intermission, I had an opportunity to chat ever so briefly to the young skater's father. That's Lucas, number 27, who just came out ahead of the past faceoff. So we keep an eye on him as well. And he's skating opposite Coburn on the left wing. Lucas out on the right side, comes up with a loose puck, hands it up towards the left point, shot through traffic, and that one looked like it might have caught someone's back and bounced up into the glass as Amel comes up with it, losing it at neutral ice, coming around to the near side, poked away as Riley looking for an exit, and now taken away. Munn with a shot gloved down by Dublanek. A good luck for Munn and a good save by Dublanek.
Nice rush there from Munn. Fired a shot and a good save from the Plattsburgh goaltender.
It looked like it took a minute for them to get out of the back check and into the transition, but ultimately we're able to get it out to Munn. Munn, a strong skater, as I've noticed, able to go from right to left and get that shot off. Chasing back on defense. And now from the low slot, trying to get the shot off, and they get it off, and there's an equalizer as Plattsburgh piercing through to the back of the net, coming up with a goal, tying it up at 3. And the Plattsburgh fans going wild as they've evened it up with 5:27 remaining in regulation.
Glenn, this is the story, this team tonight, of two personalities fighting for control. You got one shift where the team in white is absolutely skating hard, winning the battles to the puck. And then the very next shift, they're standing around watching. And once again, the lack of back check and focus has cost them a goal, 3-3.
And now trying to answer back quickly. And about all that you can do when you suffer yielding a goal like that is to come back and steal the lead. As you had mentioned earlier on in the program, talking about giving too much away to the visiting team is not an ideal position to be playing from. You want to play with the lead, particularly when you're the home team.
Well, SaraPlacid has played well tonight. They've had a lot of great shifts. They're winning the battles, but then they have these shifts where they have these mental errors that are literally leading to goals. And all 3 goals have been the result of a lack of focus and a lack of hustle and a lack of hard work. And you can't have that.
As the SLP fans going wild over a little exchange there on a shot that had deflected up. Hinckley had come into the offensive zone and looking for a little bit of help, had Hobson alongside, and now Munn with a poke check. Picked up by Hinckley, and now traded back over to Plattsburgh. As Coburn unable to hold on to it. Plattsburgh, up and out of play, and that might have caught a spectator as it shouldered away, no goal. Feeling a bit like a playoff atmosphere here at the Saranac Lake Civic Center Arena. A full house. As this is picked up by Plattsburgh. Saucered off the sideboards, chasing in from the left side. And Reed sending it around towards the far side. Picked up by Dara. Dara looking for the stretch pass and then thinking otherwise. He'll head in, dropping it off from the left side and back down to Dara. Dara going to the side door, handing it off to Sturgeon at the right wing side. Lifted above the sliding defender. That one made it through, but brushed away. No damage done. And now here comes Sturgeon. As someone has lost a stick and someone has lost a glove. We don't know if they belong to the same skater. We'll let you know when we find out as this is played around to the near side. Plattsburgh with the puck, climbing the ladder. As they pull it out of the zone, it comes off of a skate, and Sturgeon comes up with a loose puck. Sturgeon skating strongly out to the left side. Shot blockered away by Dublanek. Rocked off of the sideboards, and now here comes Plattsburgh. 2-on-3. Colburn backhanding it deep into the SLP zone, as perhaps it might look as though Plattsburgh may be ready for a shift change. As Dara losing the handle, Sturgeon laying a hit at the half boards on the near side. Patterson in retreat. Amel diving and deflecting that away. A big play by Amel as that one deflected up into the glass. Patterson handing it off. And this one held in the zone. Sturgeon eases it off away from the side door. Played around the dashers out to the near side. Amel with the angle pass out to the left wing. Bartholomew banged up against the boards. Handed off to Bullock. Bullock Played up top to Kratz. Kratz back down low. Angled out towards the left point. And Munn trying to get one on net.
Lucky break there for the Lakers. They got caught pinching at the blue line. And luckily the Hornets didn't see that they might have had a break, and they just fired it down off the boards, and icing is the call.
Well, my understanding is when that pinch happens, you find yourself vulnerable up top through the neutral zone, and it's an easy transition opportunity if everything bears out for the defense.
Well, if you're gonna pinch, you got to make sure of two things: one, somebody's covering for you, or two, you're gonna get that puck.
And now Kratz from the right point. And once again, how many times have you seen a stick harpooned out in the air out there? This has got to be 3 or 4 times that I've seen a stick apparently harpooned up into the air as this one deflected through a mass of players out in front. Shot, and Darrow.
Oh! That better be a penalty. God, I hope Kelly or Buzzy called that. I guess not.
As Locke and Rickard, the officials, zoom into the crease area very quickly. Dara out in front trying to get a shot off, had taken a hit. His stick, just as I was mentioning how many times a stick went flying in the air, Dara's stick goes flying out towards the corner boards, and he ends up flat on his back. And they're going to let it play out.
Yeah, they're definitely letting the boys play, and I can't blame them for that.
89 seconds left in regulation. We're all tied up at 3 apiece. As Plattsburgh racing in. Munn plays it around the boards, and Hinckley sends it out across. Dara still out on the ice. And looking to break the tie. As this is sent deep into the offensive zone. Hinckley, pressure up front as this is played down to Colburn. Colburn along the left wing side from the top of the circle. Shot, blocked down, and a loose puck picked up as Munn tosses it up ahead. An angle pass out in front, just a little bit too much action on the puck as it came down on the ice. Darrow was not able to gather it up, and now Plattsburgh comes away with it. Inside of a half minute remaining in regulation. And now Plattsburgh from the left faceoff circle, shot, deflected and then covered up and then loose out in front, and Plattsburgh comes up with a goal.
No goal.
And hang on for a moment here as we get a little bit of extra action. I'm hearing no goal. I see that the net is off its bearings just barely as things will be settled out here. Hinckley skating off the ice.
Break for SLP. It wasn't the net off the bearings. Referee blew it down. He thought Anders had it under his glove. Puck was loose. Blew it down before the shot went in the back of the net.
And such is life as we get an uproar from both sides, which is fairly typical here when you get a little bit of confusion out in front of the net. Of course, the whistle is what signifies the end of the play, and so anything that happens beyond the whistle is not questionable. Everything in front of the whistle is fair game, but at this point, with 21 seconds remaining in a 3-3 tie in the third period, SLP and Plattsburgh both sending one to the box.
14:39 in the third period. Kane for roughing. SLP minor penalty for roughing to number 2, Tyler Hinckley. Time of the penalty, 14:39 in the third period. That's Hinckley for roughing.
As that'll go down for icing as signified by Dublanek. With 10 seconds remaining, we'll have a face-off back in the Lakers zone. Amel will step in for the face-off. And Andrew for Plattsburgh winning the face-off, sending it back to his point man, send up in front, looking for the redirect. 5 seconds left. Pinned up against the corner. Munn working it down beyond the goal line, and that will end regulation. And so we'll wind out this little period here and keep an ear out for the overtime period, as it appears it looks like we're going to bring the flood machine back onto the ice. We'll see. It looks like maybe, perhaps not, the way that things are gathered outside the benches. Matt, can you give me any kind of a breakdown at this level in hockey what the overtime is?
I know they're not going to do a flood, but my guess a 5-minute 5-on-5, 5-minute, maybe 4-on-4. I don't know. We'll find out when it happens, but it's a regular season game, so I'm pretty sure it can end in a tie.
Okay.
If they don't score.
If they don't score. All tied up at 3 apiece as we went all the way down to the wire in regulation with a tie. My name's Glenn Burnett here alongside Matt Scheller, bringing you Saranac Lake Placid, the SaraPlacid team, Lakers senior game out of the Saranac Lake Civic Center Arena in Saranac Lake, New York. It's been chilly out here, but they've kept us warm with all of the hot action out on the ice, including some roughing calls for a lot of contention out there as we get underway. And now a 5-minute overtime period as Plattsburgh controlling the puck along the near side. Through neutral ice, played up along the sideboards, picked up by SLP. And now racing up along the left alley. A delayed offsides. And so the Lakers will have to regain the onsides as this pops up and out of play. As we take a look in at Vaughn out on the back end for Plattsburgh, one of Plattsburgh's senior skaters. So he may not have very many games. Not sure if they've had their last home game back in Plattsburgh. But we also like to recognize the seniors who are playing as visitors here in Saranac Lake. Plattsburgh out of their own zone, out to neutral ice. As this pops out and into the penalty box. So we'll set up a face-off. We got some changes on both sides. As Wilmot now out on the ice. And now perhaps a break here as Bullock comes up with it down low, going to the backhand, and it's turned away by the defense. Bullock losing the handle, and now Plattsburgh returning into the attack. Colburn with a wrister. And a delayed release on that one, a little deceptive there. Holding on to it until the last moment, releasing it out by the wide hashes on the faceoff circle. That may have, if it had just gone past Stanton, it may have cleared the wide side of the net, but Stanton showing quick reflexes and gloving it.
What is Anders? Is he a junior? I believe he's a junior.
That's correct. Stanton was the only junior, the only non-senior in the starting lineup for that starting line.
Although I do know he's probably faced more shots in his 3-year career than most have faced in 4.
And now Hinckley trying to sustain the forecheck. Here comes Dara. Dara chasing the loose puck, trying to head it off at the half boards. And Reed plays it around towards the near side. Plattsburgh looking for the exit as that's chipped up across neutral ice. 3 minutes remaining in this overtime period as they continue to skate 5-on-5. Played up ahead, Munn handing it off to Kratz. Kratz trying to work around the defense, but unable to. And Kratz looking like he might have wanted to have some kind of a call there. And here comes Munn. Top of the left faceoff circle, shot steered away by Dublanik with a quick paddle save. And Plattsburgh looking to clear the zone. They get it out to neutral ice, and then it's fired back down as Hinckley and Dara exit. And on comes Hobson and Riley. Wilmot still out on the ice. Sturgeon plays it down to the ice. Riley heading back down through the slot, keeping an eye on the crease area, and now winding around on the backdoor side. Sturgeon and Riley keeping an eye on the center, sitting out at the low slot. And a shot gloved as that was headed wide of the near side post, shot from the right side. And I tell you what, I think the fans are getting their money's worth here out on the ice as they have gone toe-to-toe all game long. Played out along the side door. Picked up from behind the net. As the Lakers looking to clear the zone. And now played out across neutral ice. Bullock pressuring up front. Dara on the opposite side. Bullock up in front as this is played out towards Reed. Reed unable to hold on to it. And the Lakers come up with it. Here comes Sturgeon, harassed by the defense. Looking to send something out to somebody. Played out to the faceoff circle, but nobody there as Patterson will go in retreat. Toss deep in. This will give an opportunity to freshen up the line for Plattsburgh as this is the final minute of the overtime period. And here comes Bullock from the right side, delivering a hit down in the near side corner. As this is picked away by Dara. Dara going to the near side and unable to force it past Jablonec as we get a little bit of extra activity with Bullock. And it's good to see that they have allowed the physical play to work itself out.
They've definitely been fair to both teams. They've allowed both teams to take some hits that might otherwise be a penalty, but due to the close nature of the game and the score,
SLP.
they've allowed the teams to decide it at 5-on-5. That's what you want to see as a hockey player and as a coach, the game being decided by the players. Absolutely.
And so a quick timeout as both teams prepare for the final 43 seconds on the clock. As we see Reed for Plattsburgh out on the ice. He's had a strong presence in the offensive zone. For the Lakers, it looks like they might keep Wilmot out on the ice.
Yeah, without a
Hinckley
doubt.
appears to be ready to come out.
I got to believe Coach Keith Clark is sending his five best out there. That's Wilmot, that's Hinckley, Sturgeon, big defenseman. Am I right?
Well, it looks like it. I mean, if you take a look
Looks
at
like
the
Hinckley's not out there. It's got his big boys out there.
right,
And his goal scorer and Hunter Wilmot.
So he's got Dara out there, he's got Munn out there, he's got Kratz as well. Amel, who's been steady throughout as this is played out towards the blue line. It slips out to neutral ice with heavy pressure through the neutral zone. Reed going deep into the SLP zone to force an error, and here's Dara with a centering pass out in front. Wilmot deep in the corner, tied up by the defense as this is bounced out towards the left point. Little stick handling move. And Kratz with a shot deflected off the defense.
10 seconds left.
And here comes Reed. Played out to the right side. Shot blockered away, and 5 seconds left as this one handed off. One last shot. Dara has to get it off, and he couldn't. Held on to it just a little too long, and that winds down the 5-minute period. And that'll do it. This will go into the books as a 3-3 tie. Nobody wants to walk away with half a win, and that's about what a tie feels like. Half a win. Half a win, half a loss.
At the end of the game, Plattsburgh Hornets 3 and SLP 3. Saves in the overtime period for the Hornets goalie, John Dublock, 5. for the SLP goalie, Andrew Stanton, 3.
And so everything held out pretty close in the third and the fourth periods as they gather at the center stripe to exchange goodwill on the handshake line. Good game, yes indeed, good game. Safe travels, good meals, and good luck. What a great day to be a hockey player. What a great day to play hockey. And so there you have it. At the end of regulation, a 3-3 tie between Lake Placid and Plattsburgh Hornets. We'll go ahead and wrap up from the broadcast booth. I'm going to throw it over to Matt. Matt, anything else you want to add?
I just think there's a lot to unpack in this game. It was a great game, fun to watch. SaraPlacid played great. They played hard a lot of the game. In a way, it's a good thing. In a way, a tie at the end of the season to one of the last place teams allows them, I guess, for lack of a better word, the humility that they need to know that they got to play, what is it, 17-minute periods or 15?
15.
It is.
Yeah.
So 45 minutes a game. And that if you take even a shift off, it can cost you. And that's a good lesson to learn going into the playoffs. So a tough tie, but not a loss, and a good lesson for the Saranac Lake Placid boys as they head into the playoffs.
And so for my producer, Matt Scheller, my color commentary, Matt Scheller, my camera operator, Matt Scheller, on behalf of Saranac Lake Civic Center Arena and the communities of Saranac Lake and Lake Placid, my name's Glenn Burnett, covering the play-by-play and color commentary. So good to be here. So glad you'd have me here. Saying good night, and we hope to see you soon. Good health and well-being to all. Good night.